I feel so sad when you sit in the aeroplane, everyone's ears are plugged. I'm not talking to you. Why can't we talk to each other?
Right.
So though I'm interested in music, I'm more interested in the music of your words.
Yes.
So that's the music side, and I've been interested in electronics. And I went to Vivekanand Kendra in India for 3 months.
Right.
So I learned a bit of yoga, but I don't believe in discipline. I don't believe in doing the same thing again and again for the next 50 years. Life is for living. I believe in a messy garden.
Dr. Anand, at the same time, you can afford it because you made it. What would you like to say to the children who are still studying and their parents who are so worried and results have come out and every year in India we hear so-and-so is committed suicide because they couldn't make it.
6,000 students
That's very
kill
painful.
themselves.
As a teacher, I find it very painful.
6,000 wasted human lives of very intelligent people.
Yes, and what about the parents?
And they're left with it.
Yes.
But I'd like to say to the parents, lay off a bit, and stop competing with your neighbors about Nike shoes and big cars. It just doesn't matter. Our parents couldn't afford us stretch pants. I didn't have stretch pants. We went on school trips with difficulty. My father actually did not have lunch for a month. I felt very sad. I felt angry then. I feel very honored that my father was bothered not to have lunch for a month so he could afford me going to Darjeeling on the school trip. And it's a tribute to him that I am what I am. So we went on these trips, but we knew we couldn't just afford a coolie. You carry your own luggage. You sleep in the toilet. And that is why I'm successful in England, because I'm not bothered whether I have a posh car or a small
Dr.
car.
Anand, it needs a lot of courage to break those kinds of
Yes.
tradition. Carrying your own luggage in India,
Huh.
where the coolie costs nothing. So then that needs
So,
a lot of courage.
what I would like to say is the parents have to learn to be courageous. And I'll tell you something else. May I switch this phone off? I'll tell you something else. Our Indian men are so ashamed to look Indian. So, I'm wearing the suit for this talk, so people may believe I'm in England. But really, Indian men are about Western clothes. They'll go to the marriage in Western clothes, in the Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha. It's nice to see some people wearing Indian clothes. Women do. But I don't follow why they're still left with this Anglesiyat. They're ashamed. So if there's a funeral, we wear white. Hindus wear white. They'll come in black suits. Why? What is the need to bootlick? And India has reached a state where we don't need to copy anyone except ourselves.
Yeah, we need to be the leaders now.
Yes, we are the world leaders.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, look at the names.
Definitely.
And I have a lot of respect for that lady. When
Shilpa
Shetty, thank you. When Shilpa Shetty came on, I said to my wife, why? I know she's a film actress. What's she getting messed up with this English nonsense? But she kept her calm and she showed the world that she
Excellent.
cared about India. And my hats off to Shilpa Shetty.
Absolutely.
Then Lakshmi Mittal. Then Tata and the car.
Ambani.
Then Ambani's. Then Amitabh Bachchan.
Yes.
India is conquering the world.
Absolutely.
I
It's
went to
getting
a-
back to where it was.
Yes, well, India deserves to. We are the most spiritual, emotional country. Which brings me to the topic of this business of heart math. When I was a medical student, I had a frog's heart. In the exhibition, I was a secretary. And if you took a whole tub of water and one drop of adrenaline, added to it, it speeded up. So it's to show the public that when you need extra energy, like when you run up the stairs, fight or flight, you need adrenaline. The trouble is, today we hardly need that. We drive cars which even the steering is power steering. The brake is power brake. You got GPS. There needs to be no tension. You should be driving. And that's how I drive.
And enjoy it.
And enjoy the view. A little bit left and right doesn't harm you. Say to your wife, what a beautiful day.
Leave a little early so
Yeah,
that you reach in time.
enjoy the journey.
Yeah.
Stop and smell the flowers.
Yes.
Look at Yorkshire Dales instead of, I got there in 2.5 hours. Who cares? You hear men particularly competing all the time. I took 4.5 hours, but I enjoyed myself. So let me tell you a little bit about why this interests me. As a doctor for 35 years in Britain, I realized stress is the biggest killer. People say, what is stress? Well, stress is what strains you. You must have done Young's modulus of elasticity.
Yes, yes.
That is strain divided by stress. Now, stressor comes from the outside. Strain is what we develop. And we are cheating people by saying I'm stressed. What they mean is I'm strained. That means if I took this pen and did this,
Oh, don't.
I won't break it. Okay. It bends. It didn't break.
Right.
But if I had a piece of chalk, tack, it goes. So people are becoming like chalk, not like this. But if I took a piece of wire and bent and bent and bent and bent, I mean like this.
Take it, yeah.
Take it.
It will take it, yeah.
Grass outside, there's a storm. Does the grass break? No, it bends.
Bends.
But this business of सर झुका सकते हैं लेकिन सर कटा सकते नहीं, तो उल्टा बोल दिया ना, सर कटा सकते हैं लेकिन सर झुका तो सर कट जाता है. मौका पड़े तो सर झुकाइए, मौका पड़े तो सर मत
Yeah,
कटाइए.
because you have to survive.
Yes, And if you
First,
survive,
and
you
then
fight
everything, yeah.
another day.
Right.
So what I want to teach people is what technology God gave us 2,000, 200,000 years ago, 2 million years ago is irrelevant today. How many times do you have to jump out of the traffic? You press the button, the light goes on, and you cross the road. There's no danger. But we want danger. If somebody overtakes the car,
They enjoy it. They
That
enjoy
hunt.
it, yes.
But that's a very
They want
dangerous
that
thing.
surge of adrenaline
Yes.
in them, right?
Now,
They like it.
Adrenaline, if you're playing hockey, cricket, boxing, running up the stairs, it comes and you burn it out and it goes. But you and I are not great athletes. We are driving a car, somebody overtakes. We can say, oh, murkh hai, itna pagal jaisa kyun chala raha hai? Or we can say, I'll show you.
But isn't it very difficult to compartmentalize it? For example, we are all very fond of Harbhajan.
Yes.
And Harbhajan slapped Shrisan. We are fond of Shrisan also.
Yes.
Now, it was because, I think, of the surge of adrenaline in him.
Yes.
Because he lost or whatever it was.
Yes.
That.
So that adrenaline is wasted and dangerous adrenaline. Adrenaline is to give you fight or flight. Now, Shrishant is not such a danger to Harbhajan that he needs to beat him up. In fact, he's in his own team. So the negative side of Harbhajan, normally I love Bhachi. He's very funny.
He's very good.
Yeah, I love him. But he made a mistake. But if he doesn't watch it, he'll destroy his career. Who's that Pakistani fellow?
Yes,
Shoaib.
Akhtar, yes.
So if Harbhajan wants to follow Shoaib Akhtar,
Yeah.
he won't be playing cricket for long. He might stand next to, what's her name? Deepika something. Some actress and act, but he'll lose the most important gift God gave him, cricket. Padukone, yes. So if you want to stand next to Padukone, drop the cricket, but you can't afford to. And keep that adrenaline for a useful purpose.
But then do you think there's something called positive stress? I mean, I was asking you about stress, I read it somewhere.
I think it's a misnomer. First of all, the word stress is a misnomer. Stressor comes from outside. How we respond emotionally is the strain. But let's call it stress. Now, if you start saying there's something called positive stress, you go to the hospital, I'm a general practitioner, and the doctors say, oh, it's good for me. Well, if your heart is racing and you're doing an operation, matey, I don't want that operation from you.
Absolutely.
Agar aapka itna dil ghabra raha hai, and
then would you blame the doctors if they leave the towel inside them? It's all because of the stress over
Absolutely.
there.
Let me explain to you that
they're careless or something.
No. They love their patients, but they make a mistake, and you're more likely to make a mistake. There's a thing called total recorded case frequency, TRCF. That TRCF would be high. They nearly left a towel, like nearly had a car accident, like near misses. Those go up. If you drop your TRCF, then your accidents will drop.
So you think doing heart math is going to help them
but
at that moment?
Yeah. What happens is, if you get anxious and stressed, and you're not doing any technique like yoga, meditation, so on, or heart math for that matter, that adrenaline gets burnt off in about a minute. So 1 minute of adrenaline, a minute later, half the level. 1 minute of adrenaline, 5 minutes later, is almost gone. However, Monday morning you have a blazing row with your husband, neighbor, driver, whoever, go shout kiya, 5 minutes. Then your body thinks it's not just one battle, it's a war. Ab taiyar ho jao. Watan ki aabru khatre mein taiyar ho jao.
You have an argument with someone, you're ready to argue with the other.
छोटा मोटा करके छोड़ दिया, बच्चे लोग क्या कर रहे हो? ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए रामू. That's fine. But if you go on and on, then your body knows this is something dangerous and starts secreting corticosteroids from the adrenal cortex.
Right.
Okay? Corticosteroids half-life is 13 hours. Therefore, Monday morning...
Slept for 8 hours and still it's there.
Oh God, yes. Monday morning you have a big row before you go to school with your husband, say, Friday evening is still in your blood. Can you imagine destroying yourself? So I've talked to a lot of people in India and they say,
I remember I went through this book and Mr. B.L. God,
yes, he was saying,
builder in,
इसका मतलब मैं गुस्सा करता हूँ तो मेरी को तकलीफ होता है, और किसको गुस्सा होता है? When we hate somebody, they have forgotten you, but you will show them. मैं दिखा दूँगा, किसको तकलीफ है? आप ही को.
Right.
So people say, then you're emotionless. Not true. I also cry with Hindi movies. I also laugh with children, but I don't hold any anger. And the result, forget all these details. I'm 61 years old. Last October, I've got no blood pressure. I've got no corticosteroids in my blood. I make mistakes. I do get angry, but I practice heart math all the time.